Is that what I think it is? This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Harbinger. Pay your money and a card reveals your fate. This one is special.
Henry didn't just kill these women. He butchered them.
What was that?
Maybe Henry Decker's soul will finally find its way back home.
He's managed to find a way to transfer his soul, his essence into the Harbinger.
Welcome, stranger. I hear your calls. I am the Harbinger. Who knows all? Beg my favor. Neither fear nor hate. Then take your card. It seals your fate.
Well, there we go. That was the trailer for the new film Harbinger with this gentleman. But I don't recognize him because in the film he has a moustache. Where did it go?
Master of disguise. The Robert De Niro of low-budget horror in the UK.
Well, yes, this isn't your only John, but we'll talk about that later. But first, being British, we must discuss the weather first. It is customary. Are you enjoying the hot weather over there?
Well, for me, I don't chase the sun. I don't go running for it. It's very nice when it's around. And 26 to 28 bearable, but in London, anything above 25 begins to be a bit unbearable. When it gets to 34 and 35, no, very uncomfortable. Not enjoying that at all. Climate change is almost upon us, so we've got to do something about it. But yeah, I do appreciate it. If people are down in Devon or Cornwall or all that, it's wonderful. But in the city, 3 days of hot weather and people start to go a little bit mad.
That is true. But I'm on the west coast of England, so I'm all right.
Oh, lovely.
By the way, 7.
It's when you see grown men just in a pair of shorts with a t-shirt on, riding around on small bicycles. That's when you know it's time for the rain to come quick.
That it is.
Yeah.
But your latest film, The Harbinger,
yes,
that was mostly shot at night, but earlier in the year, was it, when it was probably colder?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was. I think it was. We had 5 or 6 nights of night shoots, so we were really just doing night work. So we'd finish usually about 5 or 6 in the morning, get back to the hotel that we were all in, and then grab some sleep, and then get ready to go out again at 4 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And remarkably, this is one of the actual pleasures of the film, that we all got on great. Okay. We all dug in there because it's not easy and people are away from home and it gets tiring. But everyone was on such good form from top to bottom, led by Jonathan Sluthcott and Shogun and Janine and everyone, hair, makeup, director, us lowly actors. Everyone sort of just dug in, and we had a really good time shooting it. And I'm always a great believer on that actually reflects on screen. It doesn't mean to say that, you're going to have laughs on screen if you're doing something dramatic. But I just think the positivity and the energy and the confidence, if you've got a good and happy set, then that does show on the screen, And we're very proud of what we produced, because sometimes the budgets are very tight, and it does take that degree of everyone mucking in together. And we're proud of what we did there. So it was great fun.
Yeah, it's a very colourful film. It's like a sort of giallo, but with 70s British amicus story, and it's very interesting.
A bit Roger Corman at times as well, like the Raven, the Reds, and the Green. And what has that feel? That as you say, the colour, the palette is very much like that. So, it was. And I think it's a good script, and as I say, it's a kind of doff of the cap to the Hammer and the amicus genre, definitely. But I think some of the murders and some of the killings are worthy of the 21st century in anybody's book.
Yes.
So it's a lovely combination, which is great for a British film.
Well, it is, because like in America, it's like horrors are a 10 a penny.
Yeah.
And a lot of people cut their teeth in them. And
some of the top directors have cut their teeth on lower budget horror films, and they do it very well. And I think we should applaud Jonathan, and because we're kind of yeah, we'll give it back a little bit, and this is one of them. You know, it's great.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like 5 minutes ago I interviewed Jonathan, and he gave out a Harbinger teaser poster. Here's what's next, and then next minute, here we are.
Yeah.
You finish it, and it's out on the 10th of August already.
10th in UK on digital, and the 11th in the US.
Yeah.
And it actually starts a run tomorrow, the 8th, for a week at the Romford Lumiere Theatre Cinema, which is great. I think we have a Q&A there, maybe on the 12th of next week.
Right.
The actors and director and stuff. So, yeah, it's great. The platforms are fantastic.
Yeah, that's certainly. Well, so how many days and nights was it you've worked on it?
I guess somewhere like about 10. I think the whole shoot might have been 14, you know. And as I say, you've got to have a good team and a quick team. Everyone's got to know their job coming in, especially the actors, you know. You don't get time to rehearse, you know, you'll have a camera rehearsal. So, and I think everyone's made decisions about their character and how they were going to play them well before they came in through the door, you know, and that's not always necessarily the best way to go about it, but it's of necessity. Because if you think you're going to go in there and you're going to discuss the character for 3 hours and then have a few days rehearsal, that's not going to happen. I mean, mine was very easy. Mike Craggs, his career is slightly on the wane. He now presents a ghost hunting TV series, which is also, you know, on the wane. I just thought Richard Madeley, Ed Balls. I'm the love child of those two, and I'm now Mike Craggs with a moustache.
There you go. Because did you ever watch any of the old ghost hunting shows when they started out in the like 90s and
I've got to say I didn't necessarily follow them because I regard them a little bit as WWE. You know, if you want to watch real wrestling, watch the Olympics. You know, wrestling and all that. If you want to be entertained, the sport, watch WWE. If you want to get in touch with the dead, I don't know, religion's your thing, but not for me. But if you want to be entertained, watch a ghost hunting series. And I think Mike is a product of that, you know, if he could have been presenting Question Time, he would be.
Yeah.
But his career hasn't panned out that way, so he grabs at anything that will keep him in the public eye, you know.
Yeah.
I think he's one of those characters that, on the face of it, is something for all peoples, but really underneath it all, he's just looking after himself, which is lovely to play.
Yeah, he's great fun. Do you like horror films outside of work?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I'm a child born in the 60s, so 70s and 80s, you know, coming from Psycho, Rosemary's Baby, and then, you know, when I was old enough to go to the cinema, Friday the 13th, Halloween, all
nice.
these Burnt Offerings, Black Christmas, fantastic. You know, so, being a great fan of it for a long time because I think we grew up with it. So, and it's great, and I know it's a genre that's always there, but it's great to see some of the, you know, the big mainstream Hollywood players are also still very keen on it, which is great because it is right from the days of Lon Chaney Jr. and it, you know, if it's not Frankenstein and the werewolf anymore or Dracula through Hammer days, it's something else. You know, it's The Ring or something else, Weapons, as we saw the other day. Which my son and I went to see at the actual cinema. So yeah, it's great, and it's lovely that this has got a cinema run as well because that's where films should be watched. You know, first, and then let's have them on digital and all that, which is also great. So
yes,
it's covering all bases, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it is because it's a second life on digital. It should be like the old VHS days. People could discover it later on, not straight away. Yeah,
well, I think, you know, I mean, people sometimes complain about digital when it goes on to, but we've always had that experience is the fact that you go to the cinema and sometimes they'll even get a re-release, but then it would be on television. There was a big, what was the Christmas movie? And then, of course, during the 80s was video. So that secondary release has always been there. So, and nowadays it's digital, so that's great, you know.
Yeah. Because with films like, was it Backrooms and Obsession, two low-budget horrors from America, and then they're beating the Star Wars films and everything money-wise, there's still hope for small independent films to make a dent.
I think the independent filmmakers who are working on a tighter budget, I think it's wonderfully encouraging because then it's about content. You know, it's about performance and content and script, and if you can get that right, which I think we do wonderfully on this, you've got half a chance, and you can rival the big budget, super films now, as I call them. When you know basically what you're getting. What I love about the indies is you don't necessarily know what you're going to get, and that's great.
Yeah, yeah, that's very unpredictable, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So, Harbinger is not your first Shogun film, because you also did Doctor Plague, another horror.
Yeah, it was great. That was my introduction, which was lovely. I've known Jonathan for some time. We'd always got on very well, and but our paths have not always crossed at the right time. And so this part in Doctor Plague came up, loved it, very good, and I died, which I always love to do, and died on set or whatever, or died on screen. And then he intimated that Harbinger was in the pipeline. Would have interest? I said, goodness me, yeah, because I really enjoyed the experience. It was a very all-encompassing, everyone, as I say, from top to bottom is supportive. And I said, yeah, I'll jump at it. So it was great to be working with them again. And I think, there's a real firm foundation now for Shogun films. And I think they're producing some really good work.
Yeah, because they've got Nightfall coming out with Jeffrey Moore and Ian Ogilvy coming soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Harbinger was based on an idea, I think, wasn't it, from producer Jonathan? Yes,
and I think it dates back to the kind of eerie feeling you get when you see one of these end of the pier machines, that's fortune telling, usually with just nobody, but just a head there telling you, slipping the card out, you put your money in, you get your card to tell you where what's going to happen for the rest of your life. So that, and then coupling that, I think, with the fortune teller in Big, Zoltar, then sort of doing a kind of a movement away from that and just having the Harbinger. And the great thing is that our Harbinger speaks as well. So you've got that automated view. And I always think they look creepy as you walk past them anyway, And
I've never used one. Don't trust them.
No, I always think you double take when you walk past. Did that move? It's like the old painting on the wall, isn't it? Did the eyes move? You always think, and we incorporate that very much. You look at it, has it moved? Has its eyes? And that always puts people on edge, which is great.
Yeah, because another horror, because you were born in Whitechapel.
That's correct.
For the Jack the Ripper.
Yes.
Locale, and then you're in Jackie the Stripper as well now.
Briefly, I mean, my God, don't look down to put your hand in your popcorn. Because you'll be wondering why my name came up in the credits, So, but that was great. Michael Head did a great job on that, it's very good promoting the, actresses and female roles in films, which is, always fantastic to see. So, I don't know. Certainly I'm having a renaissance in the indie market.
Well, it's a good place to be these days.
Totally. I mean, as I say, I'm ever thankful for Jonathan because, on in the more mainstream market, I wouldn't have never got close to a role like this, which I've relished. The ability to be able to put some humour into it and to just play that more of a. I mean, I play usually either a copper or a villain, and all I do is change the same performance, different suit. So one's black, one's blue. So this allowed me the chance to sort of show off my acting chops, as it were. So, and the cast was fantastic. Janine, Caroline Ford's in it from Doctor Who, and Johnny and Joe, and Anna Arthur was great, ACG, and of course Peter Woodward, who's legendary. Dynasty family, and Nick Niven does the voice as well. So it was a really strong cast, and it was just you knew you had to be at your best to come up to everyone else's standard, which is always really good, competitive but encouraging.
Oh, good. Yeah, because was he on set to do the voice, or was it just someone reading lines off the back?
I think I think people read lines. I'm pretty sure we didn't know the voice was what sort of voice, but it's perfect.
Right.
Really
Oh yes. Is the crew the same for the Shogun films?
I think so. Yes, and I think I think so. I think they're basically the same because it has that kind of family feel about it. And so, and everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's been there, you know. And Flea, our makeup artist, was fantastic. Because as I say, some of the demises, as we shall say, I think we can all expect. It's a horror movie.
Yes.
Are certainly on a top level of the bloodiness and the look of them and the gore. Yeah, I think they're right up there. You know, for an indie, it's really quite excellent. So must be a big shout out to our makeup artist, Flea.
Yeah. Where was the house? Is it?
It's East Sussex, and as I said before, I mean, there's the cast is, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, but whatever the 11th and 12th person is the 11th is the Harbinger itself, which is, you know, we regard as cast, and the 12th member is like the crowd at a football game was the house. You know, if that was a set, if you had to build that as a set, you know, that would have taken it from an indie to a big film, you know. The fact that it was an actual, that's how much the set was the case, because it looked so great.
It
But
does.
it's a real house, and it came with it. We felt that there were secrets in that house that were not being told, you know. So we were very, we was a fair bit of trepidation when we were actually filming, going into the, say, okay, walk along that corridor and then go into that room and we'll cut. I'm telling you, not all of us wanted to go into that room because it was dark and it was eerie. And people had already said they had heard voices in other rooms. The crew were in there and opened the door, no one there. And people will swear blind that there was footsteps and there was no one on the top of the stairs.
Oh dear.
It carry with it a sense of foreboding.
Yes, it does have a. You can feel the character come through the screen of that house. As soon as it appears on screen, you think, oh.
It just had the right feel, and even the grounds outside, which we all utilised as well. Yeah, it was great, fantastic. we all met together. We all act together. Nobody would go. There was no time to be a precious actor. I need to be alone. I need to be. Will somebody come here and be alone with me, will you? Because I'm a bit scared to go into that, you know, that attic room.
Oh dear, yes. Because I think it's been done up, hasn't it? So it's all been painted and brand new and all clean, but then you can't. What's behind the walls?
Exactly. It's secrets. Every house has its secrets.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe I thought, like when they made The Evil Dead, everyone had to stay in the cabin because it was so far away from everywhere there. You lot camping in there with sleeping bags.
Oh, I think we would have been in one large sleeping bag. No, that didn't sound right. Let me get this right. Out of fear of what, the spirits of the house, nothing more. It wasn't that kind of a production.
Especially with the producer's wife on set. Although, yeah, she was in bed with Gary Kemp last time I saw her, so...
what film was that? Oh, was that...
That's Dr. Plague.
Dr. Plague, yeah, Martin
Kemp, sorry. I was confused with the craze.
Now. This is how you guys start rumours, Steve. Yeah, no, it was wonderful to work with Janine again. You know, fantastic actress and really some really good scenes in there. And we said it was a real pleasure. And as I say, everyone else really came up to the plate, and that egged everyone else on. So that was fun. That was real fun.
Yeah, because like I said, it's a small cast, it's one location basically, and looks great.
Yeah, I think an hour 10 or how was it? Hour 20 of real good entertainment. It's 6 people in the house. You know that 6 people probably won't walk out, but that's the joy of horror. The only time one was ever, I think, fooled in that is Psycho. If you went to see Psycho, had no knowledge of what's going on, it's about a woman who steals money from her bosses to run away with the guy she shouldn't be with. Goes to make the effort, stops, has a think about it, gets a conscience, thinks, no, I'm going to turn around, hits a motel, have a night's sleep, go back, return the money. That is the film. That's the beauty of Hitchcock was. Then the film went in a completely different. That's the only film you could ever say, oh, I didn't realise that was going to come. Under the horror genre now, if you're going to see a film called The Harbinger, you feel that it's on Doom, The Harbinger of Doom, so you know what's coming.
Yeah.
why we do it. That's why we go.
Well, yeah, because I mentioned the 70s earlier. I was just thinking again because it has got a sex scene and there is creepy children and everything else that you get from the old shockers.
Exactly. That's I think it's as I say, it doffs a cap to the Hammer films, the Amicus films, but also the effects, which I keep going on about, but so good that it kind of sits. It more than sits well in the 21st century. So
Well, there we go. Well, that's a good idea to wrap it up on then, because like we said, August 10th on UK Digital, 11th in the US on Miracle Media, I believe, in the US.
Great, fantastic.
And then, in the cinema next week. Where was it?
The Romford Lumiere Theatre, 8th to the 13th, which is tomorrow. And I think we might have a Q&A on the 12th. So some of the cast and crew and director, maybe Jonathan, Janine, myself, will be down Romford way, I think. And then on Blu-ray from the 7th of September. And the Blu-ray package is great because it's got extra scenes, it's got behind the scenes, it's got commentary and everything. So that's a real package. And I do believe we're going to be doing a signing for that in Covent Garden.
Oh, nice.
I don't know the dates yet, but I'm sure it'll be available on the Harbinger website and on social media.
Yeah, I'll pass that on because Blu-rays, people do like physical media these days when they don't always have the streaming services. So there we go. Excellent.
No, great.
All right, thank you, Gary. Good night.
Pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right, goodbye.
Bye bye.